Good morning. It is the 23rd of September, and this is the weekly report. I want to come to you this morning from our weight room. As I got done with my Sunday morning workout, I thought, I've got an idea that I'm going to pass on to the students. So I come down here because this place is a center for me. It is a place of purpose, a place of quiet. I've got 2,300 students here, 250 employees, and then 3 lovely kids in my home of my own at home. So I'm a pretty busy guy, right? I've got to find a place that I can bring some quiet and some clarity into my life, and for me, that is the weight room. I encourage you to find what that place is for you. If you look around at folks on campus, it's real evident where some of their centers are. If you look at Miss Durbin, Mr. McIntosh, their center is running. They are awesome, outstanding runners. You look at Mr. Sutton, Coach Sutton, he's down there in the gym. His center is shooting hoops. Coach Thomas, his center is down in the wrestling room. All of these folks have a place. I encourage you to find your own. Sometimes it's the weight room, sometimes it's the gym, sometimes it's the track. Sports isn't your thing? Great, fine. Then sometimes it's the art room, sometimes it's in the band room, sometimes it's playing music. But you need to find a place where you can bring the quiet in and focus and be able to figure out what your next step is, what your purpose is. So that's what I encourage you to do. I do have a couple of items I want to go over today. The first one is canceling the dance on Friday. So sometimes, because we've got 2,300 students and 250 employees, I will have to make calls that are unpopular. This would have been one of them. Now let me explain to you why we did that. What we were told by the National Weather Service was we were going to get pelted by some pretty bad storms. Now some of you asked on Instagram, and some of you not very politely at all asked, well, why don't you just cancel the game? It's outside, duh. I'm currently working on my PhD and I have 3 degrees already. I'm not a dumb man. We can't cancel the game until KHSAA weighs in and says, we're going to have to cancel the game. We have to do that in concert with Valley. So we have to proceed as normal until there is literally, we see lightning and KHSAA can say, nope, can't play. But we can cancel the dance because what I didn't want was 500 to 1,000 students on campus with no way to get home. So sometimes I'm going to make decisions that are difficult. Sometimes you're not going to like them. My only hope is one day you're in a position to make a decision like that and you'll get it. If not, oh well, I'm not here to be liked by everybody. But we're going to make it up to you. On the 12th of October, we will host a dance for the high school, and hopefully that'll be a nice, lovely evening, and we won't have any threat of bad weather. This week, test scores will come out, the standardized K-Prep scores, and I'm going to say the same thing that I've said for the last decade about test scores. They are what they are. They don't define you. They don't define me. They don't define that teacher that is teaching you. They don't define anything about our school. They are a measure of progress on one set of scores, one set of tests. So if they're good, we're not going to celebrate too much. We'll be happy, yay, high five. If they're not as good and we have some room for growth, yay, we're not going to hold a funeral. We'll just work harder in the future and keep moving forward. So I'm not the principal that's going to live or die because of test scores, and I don't want you to be the student that lives or dies because of test scores, because at the end of the day, what's more important is what we do in the classroom and in the hallway every single day. That's the important stuff. Speaking of that, the Backpack of Skills, over 1,500 of you have logged into your backpack and over 400 of you have an artifact. By the end of the year, all of you will have logged in numerous times and all of you will have several artifacts. And if you are an 8th grader or a 12th grader, you're going to stand up in front of a panel full of your peers and adults and you're going to wax poetically and talk about and defend why you are ready to move on to college, the next step, career, or why you're ready to move into the high school side. It's going to be awesome, it's going to be outstanding, and it's going to start happening in March, April, and May. One thing I want to advertise, we have the opportunity this year for our ladies out there in the state of Kentucky to wrestle for a ladies state championship. We have the best public school wrestling program in the city of Louisville. I would encourage you, because there is a lot of money and scholarship for ladies wrestling, to join our wrestling team this year and compete for a state championship. It's going to be awesome. You'll love it. Last thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to a very special young man who has done something that we think no one else at Moore has done. Maybe not, but you know, the records from back in the day, not so good, but we're going to go ahead and celebrate Manny Zayas. So Manny started as one of 2.6 million students in America that started in the national merit process, and then that got wheedled down to about 14,000 students in America that are considered national merit semifinalists, and Manny is one of them. How outstanding is that? If you see Manny in the hallway, go find him, give him a high five, give him a bro tap, and say, we are proud of you. You are a wise, smart young man who's got an outstanding future in front of you. Awesome job, Manny. We're all behind you. Love all of y'all. Let's have a great week. And now you know more.